The Mobile Resource Sets and PIO role webinar will focus on the new capability that allows users with the PIO role to push or send sets of resources from the CBRNResponder Resource Library, Organization Document Library, or Event Document Library to the mobile application. This then allows access to these resources while out in the field, and specific resource types can be downloaded to your device to view offline. We'll start by going over what mobile resource sets are. So mobile resource sets are groups or packages of various CBRNResponder resources, such as documents, videos, and tools that can be sent down to the CBRNResponder mobile application to specific individuals. Documents in the various resource sets can then be downloaded to the CBRNResponder mobile application to access offline. The PIO role and permission is a new role that was introduced in order to utilize the mobile resource sets capability. So PIO role, the PIO stands for Public Information Officer, and in order for those mobile resource sets to be created and sent to the CBRNResponder mobile application, a user needs to be granted that new PIO role, either at the organization and/or the event level. The description is also available for you on those managed pages if you wanted a greater description of what the PIO role does, or if you needed a reminder at some point. On the organization side, admins and planners can also create mobile resource sets. So if you are an admin for your organization, you do not need the additional PIO role. And on the event side, event managers can also create the mobile resource set. So again, if you're an event manager, you don't also need the PIO role. At the organization level, the PIO role allows you to create mobile resource sets, pulling resources from either the CBRNResponder Resource Library and the Organization Document Library that you belong to. The event PIO role allows you to create mobile resource sets, pulling resources from the CBRNResponder Resource Library, the Organization Document Library of the organizations that you belong to, and the Event Document Library. This will all sort of come together when we go through creating those mobile resource sets. We'll start with the organization side of things. So the organization PIO personnel can create and view mobile resource sets. And to do this, you'll start by navigating to your organization document library page. Once you're in your organization space, from that left-hand menu, you'll select Documents. And if you have the role or permission in order to create mobile resource sets, you will see a green Mobile Resource Sets button in your document library page. You'll click the Mobile Resource Sets button to then view the current set and to create a new set. Once I click Create Mobile Resource Set, I'll be brought to the Resource Set Creation Wizard, which will help walk me through each step. Step 1 is entering mobile resource set details. So this is where I will enter the title of the set and a brief description of the resource set if I would like. The title is the only required field, but again, a description could be useful. Once you enter those pieces of information, you'll click Next, and you'll be brought to Step 2 in the wizard. And this is where you're going to choose who the resource set gets sent to. And what we call the people who receive those resource sets is an audience. So you'll select Add Audience at this step. And you can choose to send the resource sets to personnel with specific organization roles, specific individuals that you name, or everyone in your organization. So if you selected roles, then you'll be able to select the organization roles that people must have in your organization in order to receive this set. This is a multi-select feature, and for example here, I selected that everyone with the admin, assessment manager, and planner role will receive the set. If I select specific people, this is where I'm going to be presented with a list of everyone in my organization, and I will type in their name and add them, or I can just scroll through the list to add them as well. And this is also a multi-select option. And if I select everyone, this means that everyone in my organization will receive this set. Once you select the audience that you would like, you can click Continue, and you'll then see the description of the audience that you just added. So you can add multiple types of audiences if you would like. For example, here, if I selected the set to be all admins, assessment managers, and planners, but I want this one specific person who doesn't have those roles to get it too, I can do that by adding an individual. So I'll select Add Audience again, go through those steps, and you can see now that I have that specific person along with the roles. I'll then click Next to be brought to step 3. And this is the final step in the wizard, and this is where I'm going to choose the resources that are included in the set. So again, for the organization resource sets, you can choose from all resources in the site-wide resource library or this organization's document library. Just something to note that all documents will be automatically downloaded to the mobile devices of personnel included in that audience. Tools, trainings, and videos are online only, so they will not be downloaded to the device. I'm going to select Add Resource for step 3. And this is where I'm going to be presented with the various folders of resources I have access to and resources that I can include in the set. I can click on the folder name to navigate to that folder and choose the resources within it. I can also utilize the Add All button to add all files or resources within that folder. The first option is Organization Documents, and so this is going to show you all documents in your organization's document library. The screenshot here is what my document library has, so I have adding users to your organization and creating events. If I click on this resource folder from step 3, I'll see that I have those 2 resources to add to my set. Site-wide documents, this is going to include documents that were uploaded to the CBRNResponder resource library, and this is site-wide. In the document library of CBRNResponder, there are several folders, such as the ChemResponder Ready, cost materials, drills, and exercises. And when I select the site-wide documents while selecting my resources, I'll see that I have all of these folders. I can expand the folders and select individual documents, or I can add everything within the resource folder. So tools will allow you to select all tools found in the CBRNResponder resource library, and these are not available offline. In the resource library, the site-wide CBRNResponder resource library, you can see here that these are some of the tools you have available to you. So acute exposure guideline levels, acute treatment care guidelines, etc. And if I select the tool folder while choosing my resources, I'll see that I have all of these documents and tools as well. The training folder will allow you to select trainings found in the CBRNResponder resource library, and again, these are not available offline. In the training, we have the CDP and CTOS training sites, and if you select the training to add to your set, you'll then see that there are the 2 add buttons next to those corresponding trainings. Last but not least is the CBRNResponder resource library video folder. These are also not available offline. If I were to navigate to just the generic CBRNResponder resource library and I open up the videos tab, I will see a bunch of different videos, special feature webinars, pre-drill webinars, etc. And you can see here I can select the various videos that are included in that library to add to my set. Like I mentioned, you can add full folders or individual documents, and you can also add a combination of any of the resources in those root folders. So a root folder is the highest level folder you can have. So the organization documents, site-wide resources, tools, trainings, and videos are those root folders. So I'll show you now what it looks like to actually add various documents and various folders of documents. So I'll expand the organization document and add the specific one. For site-wide documents, I can open up the individual ones and choose to add all folders or individual documents within the folder. Now I have all of my resources. So I have 3 different documents. You can see the resource type, the name, and then who created that resource, any tags or keywords, and hazard types. I'll review those resources that I added just to make sure these are the ones that I would like. If I added one by mistake or no longer needed, I can select that remove option, and then I can always click the add resource button in the upper right hand corner again to add additional resources. If all looks good, I'll click save. And I'll be brought then to my mobile resource set details page. Once you save your set, you're automatically brought here, and this is where you can view the details of the set and either edit or delete it. Switching gears, but still a very similar capability, is on the event side. So event PIO personnel can create and view mobile resource sets by navigating to their event document library. So once you're in the event, you are going to then open up your event document library, which is what the screenshot on the right is showing. If you have the proper role, so again, that's either the event manager or PIO role, you'll see the button to create mobile resource sets. Once you select that, you'll then be brought to all of the sets that are on the event and give you the option to create a new set. For event resource sets, you can choose between field teams, which is an additional resource, and the new roles type refers to event roles. And then you can also select specific people or everyone. Event resource sets does give you the greatest pool of resources you can pull from. So you can choose the resources from the event-specific document library and all organization document libraries of organizations that you are a member of, in addition to the site-wide CBRNResponder resource library. So there are a ton of different resources that you can pull to utilize at the event level. And this is going to be a very similar process and pretty much the same process as creating an organization resource set, except now we just have a few more resources to pull from and a little bit different audiences to choose from. So we'll show you what that looks like now. We'll enter a name, a description. It's optional, but I can enter one if I'd like. I'll click next to be brought to my audience step. And this is where I will choose different roles. If I want a role-based permission, or maybe I want a specific field team, if we have any on the event, or specific individuals. Click next to be brought to the resources, step 3. And this is where I can choose between my event documents, organization documents, and site-wide resources. I can add a combination of any. I'll review the resources I added and then click Save. And once I click Save, I am brought then to the mobile resource set details page. So that goes over how to create those mobile resource sets. But now on the receiving end, I'm going to show you how you can view mobile resource sets and actually utilize them on your application. You can only view and access mobile resource sets from the new CBRNResponder mobile application. So note that even if you create mobile resource sets from the RadResponder or ChemResponder sites, you will not be able to access them from the specific Rad and ChemResponder mobile applications. So back to the resource sets. Once you open up your CBRNResponder mobile app, this is the landing page that you will see. So I will click Resources to be brought to the mobile resource sets page. I'll see different options, the all resources, and this is where I can see all resource sets that I have access to. Recently accessed, this is going to allow me to easily open or reopen resource sets that I've recently viewed. Downloaded, these are going to be resources that I have downloaded to my device and can therefore view offline. And pending download is going to be resources that have not yet been downloaded to my device, but I have access to them. So to access a specific resource or resource set, I will click Resources from my CBRNResponder application homepage, and then choose the different filter that I would like. If I want to view all my resources, I'll just select all resources. And here are all of my resource sets. I'll select the name of the set that I want to view the details of, and this is where I can also download the resources. At the top half of my screen, I'll see my resource set details, so the name, who it was sent by, when it was sent, the number of resources in the set, and the total size of the files, so you know how much space the files will take up on your device. And at the bottom half, you'll see the resources that are in the set. The different icons indicate the download and offline status. So if you have the open button, this means that the resource cannot be accessed offline and you need to open up a web page to access the tool, training, or video. If it is not downloaded, you'll see the icon to download it. And if it has been downloaded, you'll see the folder icon where you can then click to view the resource. For a resource that's not downloaded, you'll select the download icon. You'll see a download percentage, and then once it's been downloaded, that icon will change to the folder icon, and then you will also see the option to remove the file if, for whatever reason, you no longer need it on your device. Online resources cannot be downloaded, but again, they can be opened. And if you see an open button next to the resource, that means you're going to be brought to an in-app web page containing that resource. So if I were to open up a video, I'm going to be brought to the YouTube channel where the resource is posted originally. Here we'll walk you through how to access resource sets on mobile. So again, I have my various filters. I'll open up all resource sets, choose the set, view all the resources within the set. I can download my file and then open it. And here is an example of opening a video. At any point, I can choose to remove all files within my resource set if my phone is running out of space or the resources are no longer applicable to me. Accessing your resource sets offline. So notice that my phone is in airplane mode just to help demonstrate that resources can be utilized and accessed offline. So I'll select my downloaded resources and open up the one that I want to view. And this is the RDD First 100 Minutes Guidance. If you want to view resources that you have recently opened or used, this is where that recently accessed tile is going to be useful. And so this is going to give you, again, quick access to the resources that you use frequently or have just opened. If you want to view the resources that you have downloaded or ones that can be used offline, again, that downloaded tile is going to be the best bet there. And pending download, this tile is where you are going to be able to see all resources that are not viewable offline or you have not yet downloaded them. You'll also note that at the top you have a search resources capability. So if you know the name of a document and you're trying to look for it, you can search there. There is an in-text search, but that is only available if you do have internet connection. If you do not have internet connection, it will just search for the name of the resource itself. And here's where you can delete your resources. So if you no longer want a resource, you can either remove a single file or you can delete all downloaded resources. On the left-hand side, this is an entire set that I want to remove the downloaded files for. And on the right, this is where I want to remove an individual file. You can always re-download them, but this again could clear up space on your phone or just help pare down that list if you have a lot of resource sets. The slides from today's webinar, as well as the recording, will be available in the CBRNResponder resource library and on YouTube. So you can utilize the slide deck in the video, but we also will have a step-by-step job aid that is available in the user guide document library. And this is where you can, again, get a step-by-step guide on how to create the mobile resource sets and access them on your mobile app.